We are back with the Executive Director of North Carolina 811, answering all kinds of questions about how the process works. You know, we started with the whole Spectrum thing and the outage and how that third party clipped those lines. And of course, everybody's wondering, is that party going to be held accountable? Are they going to be fined? What happens with that?
Right. So if you are the cause of that kind of damage, you'll certainly be held responsible in some way. There'll be an investigation. Somebody will have to pay for the services that were disrupted. That's separate from any kind of enforcement activity. So somebody will be have to pay for the repairs, for example, of that facility. And so, yes, it's critical that people understand that fiber used to be, telecommunications used to be thought of as something that was, the least low on the spectrum of, and I use that word meaning, as far as utilities go from a safety perspective. But it's important that people realize that everything from 911 to financial ATM machines to people who work at home and depend on medical equipment that needs telecommunications and all the people who work from home, it becomes very critical that fiber to the home, any telecommunications. So it's disruptive beyond where it used to be years ago.
Right, it's essential for sure. All right, this person's asking, how often can a homeowner request services from 811?
Well, basically, anytime you're going to dig, we would, the law requires that you contact us. Now, if you're going to have a contractor perform that work for you, let's say putting a fence up, make sure that they're the ones that could that reach out to us. That should be part of their contract with you. And they should bear the responsibilities of making sure that everything's been done and marked properly.
All right, this person's asking, what buried lines or pipes are not covered by 811, and then who would a homeowner contact to mark where those are?
Right. So those lines that are wholly enclosed on your private property that don't intersect with any kind of right of way or a permitted use area, those are the responsibilities of the property owner. And we do carry a list of private line locators that are available to contact for those kinds of services if you're doing it. And that could be a line that's coming from your home out to a street light that's on your property, or a gas line feeding a barbecue grill or something like that on your property. So those kinds of things, if they're wholly enclosed, are the responsibility of the homeowner.
All right, this person's asking, how long do you have to keep the flags in your yard? I actually mowed over one that looked like it had been there for years.
Yeah, and that becomes a projectile. Those can be real dangerous mowing over those things. They can fly and become small spears. But if the work is you're sure that the work's completed, then that's great. That's the critical part of it. A lot of times, those flags may be for work that's still happening or could happen beyond the work that was originally done. So it's hard to know that, especially in a new neighborhood or a subdivision or something where you have multiple services that are going to come in on each other's back. So if you're fully clear that it's done, contact us and we'll notify the utility.
All right. Well, we thank you for your time, your expertise, and enjoy Washington, D.C. and getting the word out about 811, which is this weekend. If you missed any of this, this is going to be in the Two Wants to Know section of our website.